All right, Corey. Top of the ninth, Reds lead 2-1. Emilio Pagan in to try to close it down, facing 7, 8, and 9. Starting off with Brice Turang. How we doing, Corey? Happy Saturday.
Not doing too bad, brother. Doing a lot better than we were last night. Just that eighth inning got my heart rate up a little bit. Even my iWatch or even my Apple Watch gave me a heads up. Hey, man, your heart rate's up. And I'm like, oh, man. Tony Santillan was the cause of that one, but at least we got out of it. Let's hope Emilio gets us through this.
I hear you. Well, Pagan starting similarly to how Santillan started the eighth, 2-0 now to Turang. Turang 1 for 3 on the day. Did have that double that we'll talk about in the second inning. I'm sure we will get to that. And swing and miss on a fastball from Pagan to make it 2-1. Yeah, a lot different game today than yesterday. Obviously, much different feel. I'll have to take a look and see. I don't see an announced attendance just yet, so we'll have to see what that ends up being. But the crowd seems a little bit better tonight than it did yesterday, and they seem into it. So 3-1 now is Pagan, pitching from the stretch as he always does. The 3-1 fastball is fouled back out of play for a full count.
Come on, Emilio.
Yeah, look, Corey, last night, I don't know if you know this or not, last night ended up being our most watched Chatterbox Reds post game of all time. So we appreciate everybody that's tuned in. Over 10,000 views on that video already. So unfortunately, misery loves company. And and we all got to commiserate together. The full count pitch to Turang. Fouled away again, making Pagan work here in the top of the ninth. Is high school football officially underway in Ohio now?
Yeah.
Or?
Well, so our first game is actually coming up this Friday, but yesterday I went to one of the football banquet dinners to kind of raise some money for the local football teams and stuff. So that's where I was at last night. I apologize for missing out on what was a really good show. You guys did really good work, even coming off of a dagger of a loss.
Yeah, a dagger it was. Pagan walks Turang, not exactly what you're looking to do to start the ninth inning when you're facing 7, 8, 9. Hopefully not a sign of things to come.
Back-to-back innings, we walk the leadoff batter on. Leadoff walks will come back to haunt you. Hopefully not here. Come on, Emilio.
First pitch in there for a strike is a fastball. Just got a picture from someone who has us tuned in from the game. The person in front of them has their phone out watching the Chatterbox Sports
Let's go
channel live from the game. So whoever you are, we appreciate you tuning in. If you can hear us, appreciate that. 1-1 now. It is Tyler Black, the 8-hole hitter. Black came in as a pinch hitter earlier in this game. Stuart Baroa started the game, only got one at bat, reached on an error. Then they turned to Tyler Black. Black is officially 0 for 1 with a walk. Marte made a nice play on a fly ball to right field in the 5th inning to erase Black in his first at bat as he looks now at strike 2.
Likes for strikes. We got 394, 395 in the chat room right now. Give us some likes here. Let us get likes for strikes. Let's get this going. Come on, Emilio.
I think that number is total impressions. That includes like Twitter and everything else. I don't think it's actually like live viewers in the chat.
Gotcha.
But that doesn't mean that we don't have people in the chat that are watching along with us. And if you haven't already, make sure you drop us a like. We appreciate it for sure. Pagan now 2-2, pitch to Black is outside, a full count again. And Pagan yet to make an out. 12 pitches into the appearance. Full count now after walking the leadoff man, Brice Turang. Well, got to make everything interesting, don't we, Corey?
Ain't that the truth? I'm not sure how much of this my heart could take, man. Oh, good Lord.
The 3-2. No. He'll throw over to first and check on Turang.
You are just a split second ahead of me, so I'm leaning on you here, Craig.
All right. I can try and pause it if you want to try and sync up. I don't want to ruin it for you.
No, it's just a split second, so you're good.
All right. The 3-2. Swung on and fouled off to the right. It'll stay 3-2. Did you do anything fun today, Corey?
Yeah, actually, my daughter's first volleyball game was this morning, and we got a win. So we only had 2 wins all season last year, and we started off the year 1-0. So riding high, baby. Let's go.
Well, let's make it 2 wins for you on the day. The crowd rising to their feet for this 3-2 pitch from Pagan.
I love it. Get into it.
Misses outside again. Back-to-back walks to start the 9th. Derek Johnson will make a trip out. Corey, look, we talked about this on the show last night. Obviously, you can't give Brewers free base runners via error or defensive miscues, however you want to, whatever you want to call last night's defensive performance. You certainly can't give them free base runners via the walk either. Now, 4 free base runners in the last, 8 batters, not even, 7 batters. And in a 2-1 ball game, that can certainly make the difference. And the dangerous Tyler Lockridge coming to the plate now. He's 0 for 3 tonight, but definitely a highly touted young player. If I remember correctly, Milwaukee got him from Seattle. So definitely don't want to give him too much to hit, but at the same time, you got 2 men on with nobody out, so you're not going to have a whole lot of options there. I apologize. They got him from the San Diego Padres, traded to the Brewers as part of the Nestor Cortez deal. So Lockridge went to the Brewers, while the Padres got Cortez, Jorge Quintana, and Cash. First pitch is fouled back from Lockridge. Mentioned 0 for 3 on the day. Lockridge on the year hitting .231, yet to hit a home run. Pagan, the 0-1, squared to bunt, popped up back. Trevino racing back. Oh, just out of his reach as he dives back onto the warning track. Can't come up with it. But it'll be 0-2 to Lockridge. Trevino with a heck of an effort. Trace loves to hate on the 1 knee down look. You have to wonder if Trevino didn't have 1 knee down on that play, if he wouldn't have been able to get to that one. But nonetheless, a heck of an effort, a fouled bunt attempt that made its way back to the warning track directly behind the plate. Trevino laid out for it and unable to come up with it just a couple inches out in front of his glove. The 0-2 now from Pagan. Swung on and sent down the right field line. Steer is back for it. It'll be caught in foul territory for the first out of the inning.
All right.
The Brewers will turn it over. Sal Frelick coming to the plate with 2 men on and 1 out. Frelick 0 for 4 on the day, a strikeout, 2 groundouts, and a flyout. Another nice play by Marte in the 5th. He had 2 nice plays in that inning. This one was to his left to get Frelick. Pagan now 17 pitches into this 9th inning, 1 out. First pitch is a splitter in the dirt. Frelick takes it for ball 1.
You're going to roll over one here, and let's get the heck out of here, man.
Ooh, wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
Frelick, tough to double up. He does have speed, but maybe you can get a hard hit ball to Hayes and go 5-4. Swing and a miss from Frelick on a cutter down in the zone. 1-1, 87-mile-per-hour splitter on that one from Pagan.
You brought up the one knee thing. I'd actually come to my mind earlier when Graham Ashcraft spiked that ball in the dirt too, wondering if he didn't have a better position to get his chest in front of it.
The 1-1 is grounded to McLean. McLean slides it over to Ellie, who throws it away. Steer can't come up with it.
Oh,
and
no.
Turang will score. Oh, no. Ellie threw it in the dirt. Steer was unable to scoop it. McLean with the nice play to shovel it to Ellie. He had time. Oh,
man, absolutely killed you.
Yep, in the dirt. Gets away from Spencer Steer. Oh, a heck of a play by McLean, but Ellie's throw in the dirt. Steer, who many had thought was a Gold Glove caliber first baseman, unable to come up with that one. It's going to be a fielder's choice for Frelick on the 4-6. I would imagine an E6 then is going to allow the tying run on Turang to score and for Tyler Black to get erased. So now the Brewers are left runner on first base in a tie ball game.
Defense becoming
we just
the
go
narrative.
back to what we said. Well, look, defense becoming in the narrative, but let's talk about Emilio Pagan walking the first two guys just like Santillan did. I mean, it's tough. I mean, it goes both ways. Trace wanted to yell at me last night because I blame the defense. Defense again, not helping their pitcher out, but the pitcher putting themselves in a bad position by giving up 2 free bases to start it off. So,
yep, it's absolutely a two-way street. You're not helping yourself out by putting them on, but you got to make the play behind them, or at least hold on to it and eat that one. Keep it running in first and third at least.
Uh, 11 errors now for the Reds against the Brewers this year. Not a way to beat a good ball club. Pagan behind 1-0 as Siegler fouls this one off to even the count. Siegler came in and walked in the 8th. He replaced Joey Ortiz, who was 0 for 3 on the day.
Such a tough spot too, because Emilio and Tony are your two freshest arms coming out of the bullpen, and both of them come out and put the first two guys on. This game extending out does not bode well for our bullpen at all.
All right, 1-2 to Siegler, 2 outs, top of the 9th, tie ball game, runner on first. The splitter is fouled away. Man, what a punch in the gut, Corey.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially after last night. This would be a dagger. We've got to get out of this here and score a run on the bottom of this. That's the only hope. I mean, our bullpen can't take much more.
No. So you look at the bullpen now. Obviously, you've got Pagan in there now. You've already used Santillan and Ashcraft. So if you need to go to the bullpen, Scott Barlow, Joe LaSorsa, Luis May, Sam Maul, as Pagan gets Siegler to strike out swinging for the 3rd out.
Come on. Let's do something nasty here in the bottom. We need
and we'll go to the bottom of the ninth, tied at 9. Man.
Oh, we got to get something going here. How was your Saturday, brother?
It was good. It was good. Spent a little bit of time in the pool. Daughter went over to a friend's house, so been kind of quiet around here so far, but yeah, not a bad day. Let's see if the Reds can't close this one out. I can only imagine what the chat is saying right now. Let's see. Brewers find ways to chip away at Reds every time. Ellie, not a big league shortstop. He's garbage. Ellie to go to the outfield like O'Neal Cruz. Another loss by Ellie. Nice. Brutal. As you can imagine, our chat loving the way that inning went.
Yep.
Well, Corey, let's look ahead to the bottom of the ninth here. Obviously, De La Cruz ended the 8th with a double play of his own. Ironic. So they will go Andujar, then Fraley, then Marte, 4, 5, 6. Fraley came in as a defensive replacement in the 7th after Austin Hayes pinch hit for Gavin Lux in the 6th. So that'll be his first at bat. Andujar, 2 for 3. Man, he just continues to rake. He's got hits in 8 straight now. And Noelvi Marte is 0 for 3, but hit a ball 107 miles per hour in the 5th. Joey Ortiz made an incredible diving play up the middle and was able to spin and hurl him out at first. The Brewers now will turn to Abner Uribe. 57 games on the year. He's 2-1 with a 1.88 ERA and 57 in the 3rd innings. 71 strikeouts for the tall, lanky reliever. Has allowed 4 home runs and an opponent average of just 195.
I'm not sure there's anybody else in the lineup I'd rather see right now than Andujar. If we need somebody on base, this seems to be our guy right now. So let's go.
Yep. First pitch is a slider in there for a strike to Andujar. Man. Andujar's average up to 313 on the year. Again, 2 for 3 with 2 singles tonight. That one is 100 miles an hour and fouled away. Just late is Andujar. Andujar went the opposite way in the 4th, getting a single to right field, and then took one up the middle off of Aaron Ashby. Or I'm sorry, I guess that would have been still Quinn Priester. He actually chased Quinn Priester from the game with his single in the 5th. That one is hit the other way to first base. Flip over to Uribe is in time, and Andujar is erased for the first out of the inning. Nice play by Andrew Vaughn, who was playing off the bag quite a distance, but that ball had a little bit of spin coming off the end of the bat, allowed Vaughn to get over to it, and he flipped to Uribe for the out. So that'll bring up Jake Fraley, right on left matchup. You like that. Jake Fraley does hit righties fairly well. Uribe, not your average righty, though, as he misses just low 100 miles an hour at the bottom of the strike zone's called a ball.
Be nice time to see Jake Fraley come through. We haven't seen him in a big spot offensively for a little while.
Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be nice? Slider on the outside part of the plate for a strike. The 1-1 from Uribe. Inside, ball 2. Jake Fraley on the year hitting just 234, 6 home runs. This one is popped foul and out of play to even the count at 2. Fraley so far in August has struggled. So far, 1 for 16 on the month an 063 batting average, an OPS of just 188. Only 16 opportunities, obviously, isn't a huge sample size, but struggling nonetheless as he reaches for that 99-mile-an-hour sinker, fouls it away. Fraley last hit a home run on July 29th. That came against the Dodgers. It was a 2-run home run as he fouls another one back. Last 2 pitches out of Uribe, both out of the zone, outside, but Fraley has reached for him. Got to think maybe he tries to expand the zone even more and go a little bit farther outside and see if he can get Fraley to reach for strike 3. The 2-2 again is a ball outside, just barely. He went with the slider that started outside and cut back in. The strike zone on the broadcast showed it just catching the strike zone, but home plate umpire Brian Onora said no, it was outside. 3-2. The 3-2 is fouled off of Fraley's foot. He hits the ground crumbling.
Oh. Everybody automatically has Austin Hayes in the back of their head. Just walk it off, kid. Come on.
Oof, right off the top of his foot, just below. He wears a shin guard on that front right shin, but he doesn't wear the extended foot protector on that guard, and took that one right off the top of his cleat. Wow. He'll stay in the game, walks it off. Trainer doesn't even come out to check on him. So he will stay in the game and face yet another 3-2 pitch from Abner Uribe. This is Uribe's 11th pitch of the inning already. The pitch. Check swing in the dirt. Oh, they say he went. I don't think he did.
Come on.
Hard to see from that straight-on angle from center field, but third base umpire said that he went. The third base umpire tonight, Eric Backus, says that he swung.
Oh, come
strike
on.
3.
Wow.
Ooh, I got to tell you, that replay doesn't look like he went.
I don't think so either. That was a terrible call. That's a terrible call.
That'll bring up Marte, who looks at the first pitch outside for a ball. Wow.
Come on, Noelby.
Rough. Can't give up
3.
free passes to the Brewers and then turn around and get called out on a pitch like that. So unfortunate for Jake Fraley, but nonetheless, Noelvi Marte has every opportunity to hit a ball out of the ballpark and win this game for the Reds if he wants to.
0-3. He's due for one. Come on, Noelby.
And now we have a delay. The umpires will convene here. I'm not 100% sure what the conversation is. Laz Diaz looks confused. Brian Ornora looks confused.
Everybody's got their arms in the air.
Oh, Noelvi Marte is calling for a pitch clock violation and stepped out saying that he was looking for a pitch clock violation. So I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know what they're going to say here.
Okay, is that reviewable?
Brian Onora over to talk to Terry Francona. Tito seems satisfied with the explanation, whatever that explanation may be.
What's he call here?
Onora will now put the mask back on, and it seems to be 1-0 still. So
Okay.
we'll take it. All right, 1-0 from Uribe. After a slight delay, swung on up the middle, that'll be a base hit for Marte. 2-out single right up the middle.
Oh, let's go. We seem to have a little 2-out magic here lately, so hopefully we can keep that going right here.
Marte with a nice swing twice now up the middle. This one not hit as hard as the first one, but sneaks through nonetheless, and Reds will have the winning run on first base in Noelvi Marte, but 2 outs on the inning, and Matt McLain 0 for 3 on the night with 3 swinging strikeouts. So we'll see if Tito sticks with McLain or he is indeed going to stick with McLain, it looks like. Only players left on the Reds bench, Santiago Espinal and Tyler Stevenson. So no left-handed bats available if they wanted to. McLain takes a slider at the top of the zone for strike 1. And now Honora out front again, pointing at something. Don't know what this one is either, but here we are. McLain 1 for 1 lifetime against Uribe, but 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts tonight and a .223 batting average on the year. This one's in the dirt and gets by the catcher Contreras. Marte will advance to second. He'll round it, but will stay at second. The winning run is in scoring position for Matt McLain. What a time to end a streak this would be, Cory.
Yes, absolutely. Let's talk it into existence. Let's get it going. The guys tuned into the ballpark. Get on your feet. Get loud. Let's go. Now's the time. You want to talk about a guy that's due. Matt McLain is due.
Man. All right. 1-1. Fouled straight back. Strike 2 on McLain. Uribe, sinker slider, 100-mile-an-hour on the sinker. Slider clocking in around 87 tonight. So McLain.
Come on, man. Come on, Nine.
The 1-2. Swung on and missed. The slider underneath the zone gets McLain for the 4th time tonight. And Cory,
the golden sombrero.
We're going to extras. Uribe strutting off the field. So proud of himself.
Oh, man.
Well,
what do we got coming up here in the top? What is it? 4, 5, 6 coming up in the top?
Yeah, the Brewers will have 3, 4, 5.
Yep.
Contreras, Yelich, and Vaughn. Daunting. We'll see if we get a update on who's going to pitch before we come back from the commercial break, but definitely a big moment here. So
yeah,
Reds have struggled in extras.
Looks like your freshest arm's going to be Joe LaSorsa.
Well, he pitched. Sure. He pitched last night.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's see. Nothing yet on game day.
No. He 13 last night, but he didn't throw anything in 4 days before. Well, I guess he wasn't really up, was he? How long's he been up?
LaSorsa? Yeah, I think yesterday was his first game up.
Okay.
It is a right-hander. It'll be Scott Barlow.
All right, Scotty.
Scott Barlow in for the Reds.
Oh, I forgot
right.
about the old Manfred, man.
Here we go. Barlow with Siegler on second, and oh no, Drake Fraley falls on a. Oh my.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Our defensive replacement trips over himself after taking a foul ball off the foot. You got to wonder if that doesn't come into play here.
Harris singled through the left side. Fraley came in. The ball hit off of the heel of his glove. Fraley went to plant and stopped to get the ball. The cleat just dug into the outfield grass, and his knee twisted awkwardly. Fraley was able to get the ball and get it in, but Contreras is going to advance to second. Oof.
Ugh. You've got to be kidding me.
I mean, if Fraley is unable to continue, you're looking at Santiago Espinal going out to left field to take over. Fraley is hunched over with his hands on his knees, and it looks like he's going to come out of this ball game.
Unreal.
Oh.
Unreal. Can't catch a break right now. Which puts Santiago Espinal in our 5-hole.
Well, that's not really overly important at this point in the game where he is in the hole,
right,
but
right,
especially when you've got 8-9-1 coming up in the bottom of the inning. But
right,
certainly, you don't want to see Fraley hurt again. You feel bad about that, but yeah, and the biggest thing is obviously the ball hit off the heel of his glove as he went to try and field that base hit, and the Siegler had been held up at third until Fraley went down, and at that point was when the run was able to score. So yeah, unfortunate situation for sure. Espinal will come in to play left. They will intentionally walk Christian Yelich to bring up Andrew Vaughn with 2 outs. And they're now showing a video montage of the defensive mistakes the Reds have made tonight. And you can add this to the compilation of the defensive mistakes that were made last night by this Reds defense. And as it is, they are now staring down, losing the first 2 of this series. Pitch 1 to Andrew Vaughn is in there for a strike. This one's grounded to Ellie. Ellie flips it to McLean. McLean turn, and they will turn the double play. Contreras will advance to third on the play, but 2 outs now on the inning. Man.
He's lifeless. I'm at a loss for words. I don't even know what to say. God, good Lord. To have the emphasis be on defense for the majority of the year and to have our defense.
Grounded by Durbin. Hayes will cut it off and throw across the diamond for the 3rd out, but the Reds will need to score in the bottom of the 10th. They'll have the bottom of the order due up: Trevino, Hayes, and Friedel, in order to try and extend this game or win it.
Well, everyone getting it done. We're going to have to go to something a little stronger here. Maybe it'll spark a rally. Come on, boys.
All right, let's see who the Brewers go with here in the bottom of the 10th. Man. Shout out to Scott Barlow for bouncing back and getting out of that inning. We'll make sure that that is clearly addressed. Definitely a nice escape after what could have been the start of a disaster. There were times last night where Reds pitching wasn't able to get out of situations after things kind of snowballed. So for him to be able to get out of that is impressive, but the Brewers turn to their impressive closer, Trevor Megill. The Reds saw Megill last night. He has 29 saves, tied for the third most in Major League Baseball. 2.14 ERA in 45 games, 51 strikeouts in 42 innings.
Got a little speed at second at least. We'll have that. We got that going for us. Matt McClain at second base. He'll be our Manfred man.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Megill, last 11 save opportunities. He's converted them all. 0.87 ERA, 12 strikeouts, only one walk. Reds will need to change that trend if they want to have a hope here. First pitch, Trevino shows up on and pulls it back for a ball. Man, I don't know how I feel about potentially your best. Well, at least earlier in the year was one of your better hitters, giving himself up for a sacrifice here. But 0 for 3 on the night is Trevino, 2 ground outs and a strikeout. The problem I have with it, obviously, is you're advancing McClain, yes, but you're turning it over for Hayes, who obviously had the home run earlier in the game, but now he looks at a 100-mile-an-hour four-seam fastball right down the middle. So I don't know what we're doing.
What's
1 and 2 now to Trevino. That hasn't that been the question all season long?
No doubt. All right, Trev.
That one is swung on, tipped for the strikeout. 1 down. The Reds just cannot figure out how to handle extra inning scenarios.
You give up a strike, figure out you can't lay down a bunt once, and then just absolutely just kills you. If you're going to move over,
Ke'Bryan Hayes. Yep. Ke'Bryan Hayes looks at the first pitch, strike down the middle, 100-mile-an-hour fastball from Megill. 0-1. Hayes, as I mentioned, had the home run in the 6th. The go-ahead, the tying home run, I should say. Spencer Steer obviously followed that later in the inning with the go-ahead home run of his own as Hayes looks at strike 2. Hayes' other 2 at-bats, both strikeouts of the swinging variety. The 0-2. Fastball up in the zone is hit hard the opposite way. Defender's back. It's off the wall. Bounces off the defender and then over the fence. What is that? I don't know how that ends up being. I don't know what that ends up being. Is it a ground rule double?
Let's go.
Trevino will score.
Ground rule double has to be. Let's go.
Wow, Ke'Bryan Hayes comes through in the clutch.
Hayes. Yes, sir. My man.
I think that the umpires have the opportunity to review this since it went off of the defender. I don't think this is one of those scenarios where it's a straight up ground rule double because it hit off the defender.
Yeah, I don't know what the
ball was hit hard to right field. It bounced off the BetMGM wall, then bounced off of the Brewers right fielder. That is Tyler Lockridge. The umpires are convening now at the pitcher's mound to discuss what they want to do with Ke'Bryan Hayes.
Does he get to advance a bag on that?
I think that they can put him where they think that he would have been had the ball. I don't know.
I don't either. I'm not sure.
That's probably not true. It's not a let's see. 96.9 miles per hour off the bat, 340 feet on that 100-mile-an-hour fastball at the top of the zone from Ke'Bryan Hayes. Looks like they're going to leave Hayes at second base. What a hit from Ke'Bryan Hayes.
For the second time tonight.
Wow.
For the second time tonight.
This is the Hayes game, baby.
Yes, sir. With that, between that barehanded play he made on that bunt and the two big hits tonight, he's got to be your MVP tonight.
Yep. Either way, it looks like Ke'Bryan will stay at second base with one out. McLean will score, and it'll bring up the top of the lineup. TJ Friedel with one out and the winning run at second base. First pitch is called a ball. Again, the K-zone showed that it might have nicked the zone, but called a ball by Brian O'Nora. Friedel, one for four on the night. A single in the fourth was erased by a double play by Spencer Steer. Grounded out and flew out and popped out in the eighth. And here he is, foul pop out yet again for out number 2. Back-to-back at bats now that TJ Friedel, put that in the wrong spot. So,
here comes Spence.
Wow.
Come on,
Spencer Steer. Talk about clutch. Spencer Steer has been clutch for sure. Hit the go-ahead home run in the 6th. Struck out in the 1st. Hit into a double play in the 4th and walked in the 8th as he takes pitch number 1 low for a ball.
Would be nice to have a replay of the 6th inning after Ke'Bryan comes up with a big hit and now Spencer Steer. Let's just replay that one. Come on. All the way 2-0.
Yeah, doesn't seem like they want a whole lot to do with Spencer Steer here. The 2-0 is also out of the zone as Miguel stumbles a little bit on the pitch. 3-0 now.
There we go. Put them both on. Let Ellie come up. Come on. Let's go.
Wow. What a game, Cory.
You aren't kidding, brother.
Spencer Steer, the 3-0. Again, may have nicked the zone, but it's called a ball. Brian O'Nora had a large strike zone to start this game. It has seemingly shrunk as this game has gone on. And Ellie De La Cruz will come to the plate now with the winning run on second base and two outs. Good opportunity right here for Ellie to shut up all those haters that say he's not clutch. I'm just saying. Of course, I say that, and if he doesn't come through here, a lot of people are going to be calling me out too. So,
oh, he's coming through here. He's coming through here. Come on, 44. Come on. Be nice to bring the winning streak to an end. Be nice to bring that closing streak to an end. Got a lot riding right here. Put one in the gap.
Well, here we go. It'll be Ellie De La Cruz from the left-handed side of the plate, facing off with Trevor Miguel. Miguel officially blows a save for the first time in 12 opportunities. So the Reds have that at their disposal already. as Ellie looks at the first pitch is a ball in the dirt. The 1-0 is a knuckle curve that falls in there for a strike at the top of the zone. 1-1 to De La Cruz. This season with runners in scoring position, De La Cruz is hitting .318, 7 doubles, 5 home runs, and 53 RBIs. An opportunity here for one of the most important RBIs he will have all year. The 1-1. Taken right down the middle. A four-seam fastball, 99 miles an hour, right down the middle. Taken for strike number 2. The 1-2 is popped down the left field line. Third baseman gives chase, and it'll fall into the stands foul.
New life.
1-2.
Ellie doesn't have a hit off McGill, but he does have 2 walks in 3 plate appearances, so at least there's that. Come on, Ellie.
We'll take it. Check swing. He went. Ball in the dirt. Strike 3. Down swinging. And we go to the 11th.
And the marathon continues.
You didn't think it would be easy after last night, did you, Cory?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Well, I would say the positive side is that the Brewers have 7, 8, 9 coming up, but last time the Brewers had 7, 8, 9 coming up, Turang walked and scored the tying run in the bottom of in the top of the 9th. So I will hold my breath.
Yeah. As we all are. I almost feel like your season's hanging in the balance right here. This is a big one. You lose it and it's a dagger, but you win it and it gives you a little bit of momentum.
Sure feels like a big one with the Mets winning earlier today.
That sums up the night right there, brother.
They will turn to Joe LaSorsa to face the bottom of the lineup. The Manfred man is once again Caleb Durbin as Turang tries to bunt and misses it 1-1. My box score recap is getting lengthy.
Just keep adding to it.
Yep, never fails. Drop down bunt. Hazel field it, and not in time. He tripped over LaSorsa as he was throwing. Oh, my God, and the runner is safe. Hayes and LaSorsa both charged in to field that bunt, and Hayes took it, but La Sorsa tried to get out of his way and just went straight into his feet. And Hayes wasn't able to get any muscle behind the throw. And as a result, Turang able to beat it out. And the Brewers will have runners on first and third with nobody out.
You got to be kidding. Heard somebody behind the base or the broadcast crew praying to the baseball gods when the guy left early from second. Baseball gods are not on our side tonight. Not at all.
Pinch hitter Monasterio drives it into the left field seats, 3-run home run.
Kills you.
Andrew Monasterio with his second home run of the year. A dagger.
Oh, goodness.
Lockridge will ground out to De La Cruz for the first out of the inning. Not that it matters.
Not that it matters. Ain't that the truth? God bless America.
Well, let's look ahead to the bottom of the 11th for the Reds when they get there. Andujar, I guess Espinal, and Marte will be due up. As Frelick pops out to De La Cruz for the second out of the inning. Okay. Sadak says the game's not over, Corey.
Let's get behind him then. Let's go.
As I hear a lot of Brewers fans in the stands.
You knew they were going to poke their ugly head out eventually.
Yep. 77-mile-an-hour sweeper is in there for strike one to Siegler. Anthony Siegler 0 for 1, walk in the 8th, and a run. That run, of course, in the 10th gave the Brewers a 3-2 lead.
Odd time.
Yep.
Gave him timeout right in the middle of the at-bat. Right in the middle of the pitch.
Sweet swing and a miss. 0-2 now to Siegler, who again came in as a pinch hitter in the 8th for Joey Ortiz. This one is grounded through the right-hand side for a base hit. Marte get it back in as Siegler reaches base for the second time. Third, if you count the Manfred man. I don't really know. Second time. Well, I had put the chat away, but
it's not any better. I can promise you that.
Yep.
Oh, tough to watch.
Contreras up for the Brewers. It's 1-2. Contreras 2 for 4 on the day, 2 singles, a walk, and a stolen base. Contreras fouls it away. Six errors this series from the Reds. May be the story of the series. Contreras fouls it back again. The 1-2 from La Sorsa to Contreras. Just kidding. Pickoff attempt. The 1-2 is slapped foul again by Contreras. It'll stay at 1-2.
Yeah.
Two and two as that one is up and out. Shout out to Jennifer Jennings, 2232. Just subscribed and signed up as a new member of Nutcutter Nation. Appreciate you.
Oh, come on. Don't put another one on.
Full count now to Contreras is popped up. Shallow center field. Friedel is in. And the Reds have their work cut out for them in the bottom of the 11th. Here we go.
Here we go. I'm grabbing another rally beer. Do see a little optimism in the chat. Somebody said a four-run 11th inning is coming. I love it. We're going to absolutely need it. Another one of those 7-run innings like last night. That'll work.
Not that anybody cares, but my score sheet only goes up to the 11th inning. So the Reds are going to have to score 4 here, because if they only score 3, I'm not going to have anywhere to keep score. Man. Really have been given quite a few deflating games the last 2 nights, Corey. I've been tested with my heart, I guess. Andrew Monasterio stays in left field after his 3-run home run gives the Brewers the 6-3 lead here in the bottom of the 11th. Wouldn't it be nice if I could edit the bottom bar without having to hide it? Nick Mears is your reliever for the Brewers. He'll come in and try and close this one down. Another reliever that the Reds saw last night without any success. So we'll see if they can get anything going here. It'll be Elly De La Cruz as the Manfred man at second. Andujar, Espinal, and Marte. Stevenson, the lone bench player remaining for the Reds if Tito decides to use it. First pitch to Andujar is a slider down from Mears, 1-0. Ugh, pitch calm. All right, Mears has a new headset. Crazy thing to say about baseball, but here we are. I can't imagine there's anybody just joining that isn't watching the game, but for those of you that are just joining, Corey Phillips, Craig Sandlin here, Chatterbox Sports. It is the bottom of the 11th. Reds trail 6-3. Andujar swings and fouls it away. Elly De La Cruz is your Manfred man at second. Andujar, Espinal, and Marte due up for the Reds in this 11th inning. Andujar 2 for 4 on the day, 2 singles. We'll look to start a rally for the Reds as he fouls this one away down the third base line, 1-2. Andujar swings and sends one to center field. De La Cruz will tag and advance to third on the out. But that run is meaningless, so.
Yep. I thought he hit it a lot harder than that coming off the bat, but not so much.
Yeah, it did look like it hit it harder. StatCast says 91.6. That'll bring up Santiago Espinal. This is his first at bat of the night. 251 on the season. First pitch swung on and missed. Be a good time for a 16th RBI here from Santiago Espinal, but takes one in the dirt, 1-1. Espinal looks at a strike on the outside corner, 1-2. Reds had their chances in this game, but they were few and far between and weren't able to capitalize on them. So Espinal sends this one to center field. It'll score De La Cruz, but it'll leave the Reds with 2 outs, needing 2 runs. It is 6-4.
We need base runners. Come on, kid. Let's get on base.
The 0-1 to Marte is swung on and belted to left field. Holy cow. Noelvi Marte, upper deck home run, makes it a one-run ball game.
Okay, we're not dead yet. Let's go. Ugh. It would have been nice to have somebody on for that one. Oh, well.
Marte absolutely crushed that ball.
Yeah, that was a no-doubter from the jump.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Well, he had a chance in the 9th. Matt McLain will come to bat now with a chance in the 11th. Swing and a miss at a 97-mile-an-hour fastball at the top of the zone.
Come on, Matt. Another. No.
Oh. Come on, Matt. 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts is McLain. Did also score a run as the Manfred man in the 10th. Come on, Matt. 0-1. Ball low. 1-1. Chat, I put you away. Don't need anything spoiled, but McLain hits one hard to center field, but this one will stay in the park. It'll be caught on the warning track, and that will do it. Reds fall 6-5 to the Brewers.
Oh my God.
Oh man. Well, unfortunately, I need the long intro for this one, Corey. So we'll see everybody in 4 minutes.
Johnny Bench has tied it up. The Cincinnati Reds win the World Series in 4 straight. It was a sweep.
In the dirt, it's a wild pitch. Here comes Foster. The Reds win the pennant.
Perkins won the game.
That ball is fair. Cincinnati's ahead. 2 games to none.
Welcome, Joe Randa to Cincinnati. Adam Dunn has done it again. Benzinger backing and calling. And the 1990 World Championship belongs to the Cincinnati Reds.
Marty, yes. This is Adam from Milwaukee. Hey, Adam, how you doing? I'm good. How are you? Good. Do you think Scott Chatterbox is a good player?
Dunn up there with the bases loaded, the outfield deep and around toward right, and the 1-0 on the way to the plate. Swung on, long drive, right field, and this one belongs to the Reds.
And a high drive. Hit back into deep right field. Junior has just knocked the door down to the 500 club.
Benson's first home run is a walk-off winner. That ball had a family.
And De La Cruz is, oh my goodness, look at this kid run. My, oh my, that is a triple.
Matt McLain's first big league bomb.
Spencer Steer's first big league hit is a home run to straightaway center field. Joey Votto's done it again.
The pitch. Votto swings high in the air. Right field. Yes! He pointed to the dugout to say, I told you. That is Joey Votto's 315th career go-ahead ribby. Only Johnny Bench had more as a Red.
And I can't tell you how much it means to play in front of everyone here in Cincinnati as a Red. What a gift. What a tremendous gift. So thank you. Thank you.
I think I can speak for all of Reds country. Joey Votto, thank you.
High drive. Left center field. Racing back to the line. Bourgeois. The Reds are national Injured glove, slow to first, and Homer failing for the second time in his major league career. Tossed to nose. Oh,
Cory. Somehow this Reds team just finds ways to lose to the Brewers. It happened again tonight. They came in, everything was looking okay, pitching was great, had some defensive blunders, but again, a chance to win a ball game late in the game, and unfortunately give up the tying run in the top of the ninth, go to extra innings, and yet again, the Brewers find a way to beat the Reds 6-5. Welcome in, everybody. Corey Phillips and Craig Sandlin here to walk you through another heartbreaking loss to the Milwaukee Brewers. This one, 6-5 is your final in 11 innings. Corey, we just sat through a hour and 15-minute watch along, so I think I know, but how you doing, my friend?
Not doing bad. I do be doing a lot better if we would stop blowing leads to the Milwaukee Brewers. I'm not sure what we've got to do to get past these guys, but we just can't seem to get it right. Our relief pitching let us down again tonight. Defense becomes another narrative again tonight, which we'll get into here in a little bit, but it's hard to stay optimistic. I'm usually the rah, let's go kind of guy, and I've absolutely got the wind out of my sails after this one. It was a long one and a tough loss.
Yeah, look, we had a rough loss last night. The Reds have an 8-1 lead, end up losing that one 10-8 after just an absolute collapse in that one. This one, not quite the same collapse, but again, you have a lead going into the ninth. Emilio Pagan gives up 2 free bases to start the inning, and that's all it really took for the Brewers to get an edge in and pick up the win in extra innings. We do have a couple super chats and new members I want to get to here on the pod. Jennifer Jennings 2232 is a new member of Nutcutter Nation. We appreciate you subscribing. We're sorry that this is your first experience with us, but we appreciate you checking in nonetheless. Tom K6286 with a $5 super chat. I hate the Brewers. Man, join the club.
I'll drink to
Join
that.
the club. What is it now? 12 straight series losses to the Brewers or something ridiculous. I don't even know what the number is.
This makes 13.
13 straight series losses to the Brewers. Unfathomable. Aquila the Great. I mean, Aquila, you're tuning in every single night, sending super chats every single night. I sincerely appreciate you being here and supporting. This is Bengals versus Steelers of the 2010s. Brewers just put the Reds in position to fail, and they do. Steelers did the exact same thing. Call them daddy. Hard to argue with that. And Vandy with a $2 super chat. Will Benson better get called up tomorrow? We talked about that last night on the broadcast. What do the Reds do with the September call-up deadline? But putting on my my prediction hat, looks like Jake Fraley may have tweaked a knee and unfortunately may be unavailable, may hit the IL. If that's the case, Will Benson surely feels like the answer there as a left-handed bat replacement for the left-handed Fraley. You agree with that, Corey?
Yeah, absolutely. I as a Reds fan, it'll be nice to free Will Benson for a little while and get him back up here to the ball club. Maybe give us a spark that we're missing big time.
Well, they can free Will Benson to the Major League Club. Whether or not he gets any at-bats with Terry Francona as the manager is another question. We'll see what happens there. Rick's 7990 with a $10 super chat. Somebody in the chat said they think Ellie manages Terry Francona. Do you think that's the case? Shouldn't Ellie be suspended for the bad decisions? Corey?
I mean, I don't think Ellie manages Terry Francona, but Ellie gets set in his ways. He wants to be the 3-hitter and wants to play every day, that sort of thing. So with not budging from that aspect, it's hard to not think otherwise. But we may need to start thinking about giving Ellie a day off or making some different adjustments or something to do. But I'm not ready to suspend Ellie. We are not the same team without 44 in our lineup, but there's defensive miscues are driving me absolutely insane. So whatever we've got to do to get that right. But what are your thoughts?
Well, here's the thing. I think Terry Francona is absolutely a player's manager. I think he's going to continue to do what he thinks is best and will continue to drive the best morale for his ball club. I think that Ellie certainly is one of, if not the best players on this team, which can and is true. But, the fact that he continues to hit third in the lineup night in and night out is a result of Ellie having pull with Terry. So whether you want to say that he manages Terry or whatever, the truth of the matter is that Terry absolutely wants to keep Ellie happy for whatever reason, whether that's because he wants Ellie to be here long term, whether that's because he thinks that Ellie will play better when he has Terry on his side. I don't know. But the truth of the matter is that Nick Krall, as soon as he fired David Bell, went on the we need more accountability and went out and hired Terry Francona. And we talked about getting more accountability. I don't know that suspended is the right word, but Ellie very clearly wants to play in every single game. He went on a very abbreviated bereavement list trip earlier this year, didn't miss a game after the death of his sister, came back for the next game. He clearly wants to play every game. It may be one of those things where it's Ellie, you're taking a day off, whether you like it or not. And it's whether you want to call it a suspension, whether you want to call it a needed mental break, whatever it is, I don't know. But there was a timeline earlier in the season where the Reds had a travel day and then an off day and then a late start. And Ellie was told by Terry Francona not to come to the field early and to get as much rest as possible, because I think Terry knows that Ellie plays at 100% every time and wants to do the best that he can. But ultimately, no matter how old or how young you are, your body is going to wear down over the course of 162. And this just may be one of those scenarios where Ellie needs a day off. Now, the Reds do have every Thursday off from now until mid-September. So he's going to get days off, but it will be interesting to see how that is managed going forward. George Pirano, I apologize if I said that wrong. Ellie is quick to pimp a home run and talk smack. Go Crew. Okay.
All right.
Herlo, time to see if Sal can play second. 0 for 5 again. Of course, talking about Matt McClain. I know a lot of people are itching to see Sal Stewart at the major league level. I talked about it last night on the broadcast. Interested in your opinion, obviously, Cory, of what you do with Matt McClain and Sal Stewart at this point in the season.
It's an interesting conversation to have. I mean, Matt McClain has not played up to the potential to keep the backup from coming up. I mean, you never want to show your backup, and Matt McClain's not playing up to it, and Sal Stewart's absolutely ripping the cover off the ball in AAA. And so it's one of those deals where can he provide the spark that the Reds offense is going to need, because Matt McClain's obviously not getting it done. So I don't want to have that conversation too soon, but by the same token, how soon is too soon? Let's do something to shake it up. What are we going to do? Lose? I mean,
well, I mean, to that point, Sal Stewart at this point at AAA hitting .323 with an OPS of 1.029, was 1 for 4 tonight with a ground rule double, his 13th double of the season at AAA. So certainly is hitting the ball and hitting the ball well. Whether or not the Reds are willing to pull him up before September 1, I don't know, but something's got to happen. And unfortunately, I don't feel super comfortable with Gavin Lux being at second base. So it means that Espinal's got to be in the lineup, and I don't love that either. So we're stuck at a position where if you roll with who you have, I don't trust any of them. But I don't know that the Reds will make a decision that me and you want them to make, and that is bringing up Sal Stewart and Will Benson tomorrow.
I think you're right, brother. And it's, as much as I hate to be that guy, I've always got it in the back of my head about moving Ellie. If you move Ellie to center and moves TJ to right, and then you've got room for middle infielders there now and that sort of thing. So that's always a possibility in the long run if we keep seeing if the Ellie throws that we're seeing, that sort of thing. So we can maneuver a little bit there and create room for a middle infielder if we need to create one. But I'm not. I mean, like you say, that's years down a little while down the road. I don't know if it's quite ready to move Ellie to center quite yet, but that's a conversation for another day.
That is absolutely a conversation for another day. I'm not ready for that fight tonight.
No.
Pagan and Tony Santillan need to stop walking, guys. We are absolutely going to spend time talking about that during the broadcast, Cory. But first, let's get into a box score recap and talk about how we got to 6-5 final. As always, the box score recap is brought to you by Nicholas P. Kirby. Reds looking to rebound after a difficult loss on Friday night turned to newly acquired Zach Littell, making his third start for the Redlegs. Brewers turned to Quinn Priester, winner of his last 10 decisions. Cincinnati picked up defensively where they left off on Friday night. In the second, Noelvi Marte misplayed a line drive to right off the bat of Brice Turang, allowing Caleb Durbin to score from first. Spencer Steer was also charged with an error in the inning, but the Reds avoided any further damage, trailed 1-0 after 2. Reds didn't get their first base runners of the game until the fourth. That's when they tallied 3 singles, ending a string of outs on 32 straight at-bats to the Brewers, but they were unable to push any runs across in the inning. Ke'Bryan Hayes tied the game as he led off the bottom of the sixth with a solo shot down the left field line. It was Hayes' second home run with the Reds and evened the score at 1 apiece. 2 batters later, Spencer Steer gave the Reds the lead with a solo shot of his own. Steer's 15th of the season made it 2-1 Reds. Reds then got a walk to Elly De La Cruz and a single from Miguel Andujar to chase Priester. Aaron Ashby, however, able to get Austin Hayes and Noelvi Marte to strike out to end the threat. Littell gives up a leadoff double to Caleb Durbin, which proves to be his last batter of the game as Terry Francona goes to Graham Ashcraft. Ashcraft gives up a walk, but is able to get out of the inning without any damage. Tony Santillan got the ball in the 8th for the Reds, who walked the first 2 batters he faced. However, a do-or-die play by Ke'Bryan Hayes on a bunt from Durbin helped Santillan escape the inning without any runs scored. Emilio Pagan came in for the 9th and also walked the first 2 batters he faced. He then got Tyler Lockridge to pop out before Brice Turang grounded out to Matt McLean. Ellie attempted to turn 2 and threw the ball into the dirt. Steer was unable to scoop it, and Brice Turang scored the tying run. Game would go into extras, and Abner Uribe shut down the Reds in the bottom of the 9th. In the 10th, Scott Barlow allowed a leadoff single to left field from William Contreras. The Manfred man Siegler was held at third, but the ball ricocheted off of Fraley's glove. Fraley got his cleat stuck in the grass and injured his knee, allowing Siegler to score. Brewers led 3-2 after the top of the 10th. Trevor Megill came in for the bottom of the 10th, having converted 11 straight saves. Trevino struck out, but then Ke'Bryan Hayes laced a line drive off the right field wall for an RBI double to tie the game at 3. Reds would strand him there, though, as Elly De La Cruz struck out to end the threat. In the 11th, the Brewers bunted to advance the Manfred man, but a miscommunication between new pitcher Joe LaSorsa and Hayes allowed Turang to reach. Then the next batter, Andrew Monasterio, homered to left field, a no-doubter, giving the Brewers a 6-3 lead. Elly De La Cruz scores on a sac fly, and Noelvi Marte belted a solo home run in the bottom of the 11th, but it wasn't enough, and the Reds fall 6-5 and drop the series to the Brewers. They now sit at 64-60 on the season, 1.5 games out of a playoff spot. And look, Cory, this was originally on my rundown as the first topic. The Reds belted 3 home runs tonight. So we do, in fact, have a deep drive of the game. We're going to give it to Noelvi Marte. His 11th inning home run made it 6-5. It was 109.9 miles per hour off the bat, traveled 417 feet. Did increase the Reds' win probability by 3%, all the way up to 4.4%. Marte's 9th home run on the season had a launch angle of 25 degrees. DSC is a leader in renewable commodities for biofuel production, specializing in used cooking oil collection, aggregation, and sales. Visit www.deepsouthcommodities.com for more information. Thanks, as always, to our friends at DSC. All right, look, Cory, the fact of the matter is that no matter how you want to slice it, this Reds team continues to find ways to lose to the Milwaukee Brewers. They did it last night by giving up 9 unanswered. They do it tonight with defensive blunders and allowing runs to score in the top of the 9th, in the 10th, and again in the 11th. what is it about this Brewers team that continues to threaten the Reds?
Man, that's a great question. I'd love to figure it out. They do all the little things correct, and we seem to not do all the little things correct, like the defensive miscues and not even necessarily base running blunders or anything that you can point to right off the top of your head, but they just seem to do all the little things correct, and we seem to stub our toe every single time. I don't know if it's because we're nervous every time we see the Brewers uniform come into town or whatever the case may be, but we just can't seem to get out of our own way. I mean, back-to-back nights we blow leads, and what is a potentially a season-saving series, and just can't seem to get it done. And I don't know what the answer is.
Yeah, I don't either. And it just feels like the Reds somehow find a way every single time to throw games away against them. It's been that way for years now. We had the super chat about how this is mimicking the Bengals of the 2010s with the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I literally watched a video today, I think on TikTok, of, that 2000 and whatever year it was, playoff game where Vontaze Burfict hit Antonio Brown over the middle and gave them the extra 15 yards on a personal foul. And then another personal foul on the field after Joey Porter came onto the field and got the defense riled up. And the Bengals beat themselves in that game. The Reds seemingly beat themselves this series too. I mean, defensive miscues are the story of the series already, and we're only 2 games into it. I mean, tonight the Reds had 3 errors. They had 3 errors last night, and that doesn't even count at least 2 other plays that could have gone as errors that didn't against this Reds team. And at the end of the day, we talked about it last night, that if you're going to beat a sound baseball team like the Milwaukee Brewers, you've got to be sound yourself. And for whatever reason, this Reds team refuses to play sound fundamental baseball when they're playing Milwaukee.
Absolutely. And just to kind of lean on that point, if that doesn't go down as an error, but those leadoff walks in the 8th and the 9th inning absolutely kill you, because as soon as it happens, you get that here we go again feeling coming back. Like you say, the first 2 guys get on in the 9th there, and it just absolutely kills you, man. You don't put yourself in a position to have to make that errant throw that gets away from Spencer Steer right there if you don't put those first 2 guys on. So on top of the errors plus the pitching compounding it absolutely kills you, because you ruin another good performance by Zach Littell. You got another 6 innings, 1 run. I mean, you ruin another solid pitching performance, and we can't keep stepping on our starting pitching and expecting everything else to go well, because it's just not following suit.
Yeah, Putrid Talent, another staunch supporter of the podcast, of course, chimed in with a super chat of their own. $2 super chat. This game is on Pagan. Can't have walks in the 9th. Let's revisit that 9th inning real quick, Corey. Pagan comes in. He's got 7, 8, 9 in the lineup to be able to face them. He walks Brice Turang. He walks Tyler Black. He gets Tyler Lockledge to pop out. And then, again, this is where it's tough, because if you don't walk the guys, you don't have the issue, but he then gets Sal Frelick to ground into a fielder's choice that should have been an out at second base. It was an out at second base, but Ellie makes the decision to try and turn 2. Watching the replay and watching how everything went down, I don't think he ever had a chance at turning 2 on that play. I think that ultimately Sal Frelick is one of the faster players in the game, was never going to get that out. Unfortunately, threw the ball into the dirt, allowed Brice Turang to score on the play. Turns around and strikes out Siegler for the 3rd out of the inning. If Ellie doesn't make that turn, we're not in this situation to begin with, and Pagan's out of the inning. But Ellie's never in that position to have to try and force it if Pagan doesn't walk the first 2 batters of the inning. So similar to last night, we're having the exact same conversation that we had before, where, okay, well, the defense didn't come through for the pitching. The pitching didn't come through for the defense, and you play the chicken or the egg game again. And quite frankly, I don't care whose fault it is. It's the Reds' fault as a team, because everybody's making mistakes when the Brewers come to town for whatever reason.
You're absolutely right. They just keep stepping on top of each other, and we compound it. The narrative for this baseball game changed so many times from inning to inning to inning. I was going to get on here and harp about the defense, and then you get on here, Key Brian Hayes makes one of the defensive plays that absolutely saves the season. a guy that you least suspect to hit the big home run, hits the big home run. To just the absolute up and down is hard to stomach, and doing a show like this on a daily basis is hard to do, especially after you get punched in the gut twice in a row.
Yeah, I mentioned the fact that there were at least 2 other plays that over the last 2 nights that I could think of that could have been errors but weren't scored that way. Obviously, one of them is the double that Brice Turang hit in the second inning that Noelvi Marte misplayed, went over his head, ended up with a RBI double. Caleb Durbin able to score on the play, would have been the 3rd out. If that run didn't score in that inning, it might be a different story too. So, you look over the course of the game and, defensively they let the pitcher down. And then the other pieces offensively, you look at the 6th inning when the Reds did all of their damage. They get a leadoff home run from Ke'Bryan Hayes. Then TJ Friedel flies out before Spencer Steer hits another home run, the go-ahead home run. But then Elly De La Cruz and Miguel Andujar both get on base. They've got runners on 1st and 3rd there in the 6th inning with only 1 out. But unfortunately, Gavin Lux, or actually, I'm sorry, it was pinch hitter Austin Hayes strikes out, and then Noelvi Marte strikes out to end the threat. And they're left with only 2 runs scored instead of potentially adding on more and breaking the backs of the Brewers for a 2nd straight night. So I don't know what the answer is. Ultimately, Barry Larkin talked about it during the broadcast of it's one thing for the managers to be saying certain things in the locker room, but what are the leaders in the locker room saying at this point? And who are your leaders in the locker room, quite frankly? I don't know who those vocal guys are in the locker room that are able to come in and lead this team as a veteran presence. I mean, I would assume that Austin Hayes does that some. I would hope that maybe Andujar, now as the new arrival, maybe can do that a little bit, but Jose Trevino for sure. But it doesn't really feel like you have that motivational leader, that energy spark that you used to have in years past. I don't know what it is, but this team doesn't feel like it has the same energy of Reds seasons of past, despite the fact that they have a better record. You look at even last year, like it felt like they were having more fun last year than they're having this year. And I don't know if that's just me or if it's like an accurate representation of what's going on, but you would think with a player's manager of Tito that wouldn't be the case, but I don't see it as much as I did last year. Do you?
Yeah. It's the absence of a homegrown leader. When you don't have a guy like Jonathan India in your lineup, the 3 guys you just mentioned are all guys we had to bring from out other places. So, and we're talking about more. Those are some of the most tenured guys in our lineup. Austin Hayes has got 5 years of service. Jose Trevino, those guys. We don't have the consistency there yet with Elly and those kind of guys that haven't been here quite long enough. And you're just kind of missing that homegrown leader that provides that spark. I felt like Gavin Lux was kind of that guy, but I even had it in the notes, and you were talking about missing opportunities. Gavin Lux, there's back-to-back singles by Elly and Andy. Gavin Lux comes up and grounds a ball up the middle. You can't be a subpar on defense and not hit in the lineup when we absolutely need you to. There's another guy that can provide a spark when you need a leader in the clubhouse. But like you said, we just don't have that guy right now. I'm not going to say the word India, but you don't have not having that homegrown leader kills you, man. It absolutely kills you.
Hey, you traded away your motivational leader in Austin Wins, who you're missing that bus pick me up that he gave. So I don't know what the answer is. Clearly, the Reds are in their own heads at this point. And speaking of being in your own heads, segue. We want to remind you that you can call or text 988 anytime, day or night. The 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline is a place to get support for anything related to mental health. Whether it's an immediate crisis, simply wanting to find out how to connect with care, or anything in between, it's a 100% confidential, secure, and anonymous way to reach out for help when you don't know where else to turn. To connect, call or text 988 or visit mantherapy.org to get help. It's okay not to be okay. And the Disc Golf Pro Tour returns to Greater Cincinnati August 22nd through the 24th for the 9th annual LWS Open at Idlewild, presented by the Natty Disc Golf. Join thousands of spectators throughout the weekend watching 150 of the top disc golfers in the world, including the #1 player in the world, Gannon Buhr, 6-time world champion Paul McBeth, and 5-time world champion Paige Pierce as they take on one of the hardest courses on tour, Idlewild, located in Burlington, Kentucky. Get up close and personal with the players as they navigate the woods of Idlewild. Grab some food at one of the food trucks, a beer from Rheingeist, and stop by one of the many vendors that will be on site. Get your spectator tickets today or get more information at lwsopen.com or dgpt.com. The Disc Golf Pro Tour at Idlewild. Well, look, on the positive side, Corey, if we want to talk positive sides, you did mention Zach Littell. Littell in this one ends up going 6 innings and looked pretty good, especially after, his last outing was a little bit rough. Goes 6 innings, 4 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, only 3 strikeouts, but looked pretty good. Graham Ashcraft came in. He got the job done. There in the 7th inning, he obviously gave us a little bit of a scare as Caleb Durbin doubled, and then he walked Tyler Black, but got out of the inning with a strikeout and a ground out. And then Santillan, again, walks the first 2 batters he faces and is able to get out of it without any damage, but you can only tempt fate so many times. And Pagan walks the first 2 batters he sees and ultimately gives up an unearned run. And that's ultimately what it all came down to. I mean, without that unearned run and those 2 walks, you don't have the situation where you have the chance to lose in extras. But let's start with Zach Littell. I mean, this is a guy that obviously the Reds went out and got at the trade deadline, and they wanted to upgrade their rotation. They wanted to give themselves flexibility in the bullpen. I mean, you have to be pretty happy with what you've gotten from him in the first 3 starts.
Yes. Which absolutely leaves you scratching your head because the 3 guys that we've added to our lineup or to our roster have absolutely performed. Zach Littell's been solid 2 out of 3 times. We're getting good additions from Ke'Bryan Hayes. Andujar looks like the spark that we've needed, and it kind of leaves you scratching your head. We've went and got what we thought we needed there for a little while, and we just can't seem to get out of our own way to get it done. And I feel bad for guys like Zach Littell when you come out and have an absolute gem and the team can't back you up and see it through to get you a win. It's a dagger, but kudos to Zach, and hopefully we can keep the momentum going.
Yeah, I mean, certainly nice to have, especially with the Chase Burns injury now. It does seem like Nick Martinez will stay in the rotation alongside Littell. It's a interesting time for sure for this Reds as they try to figure out next steps. Yet to be swept on the season, so they'll look to avoid that tomorrow. But at least in your eyes, Corey, what does this team need to do tomorrow to try and salvage at least 1 win from this series?
You got to get, I mean, as much as you hate to say it, we're going to need another solid starting out of Andrew Abbott. It seems like we spoil those more often than not with the bullpen. But if you can get a solid start out of Andrew Abbott, you've got to get something going with the middle of the lineup as far as that's concerned. Just getting the timely hits when you absolutely need them. Something's got to spark here. We've got to keep this. We got to keep the no sweep streak alive. So if nothing else, that's something else we can hang our hat on going into the next series.
Well, look, the Brewers now have won 13 straight series against the Reds. They've won 14 of 15 and 17 of 18. So they clearly have the Reds numbers. Reds, since the start of 2023, are just 9-26 against the Brewers. And since 2019, Corey, the Reds are 11-33 against the Brewers at Great American Ballpark. Definitely not going to get the job done against a division opponent going 11-33 at your home ballpark. So definitely something needs to change. Look, I think one thing that we haven't talked about yet, or at least kind of just grazed over, is power can change a game drastically. And obviously last night the Reds got lucky. They got 8 runs off of not a whole lot of hits. They do get 3 home runs tonight, but they're all of the solo variety. And ultimately, put the runs on the board and give them an opportunity to get to the point where they were. But let's go back to the conversation around Sal Stewart real quick before we wrap this up. if you're Nick Kroll or Terry Francona and you've got Jake Fraley potentially hitting the IL, is this an opportunity for you to look at Sal Stewart?
I don't. If not now, when? I don't. He's not playing any better right now. He's not going to be at a higher stake than what he's hitting right now. I mean, he's absolutely tearing the cover off the ball. And if you're ever going to bring him up and provide a spark, I wouldn't mind seeing it now. So, especially with the roster adjustments that are going to have to be made here within the next couple of days, depending on what happens with Fraley. If you're ever going to do it, I wouldn't see why you wouldn't. But what's your thoughts?
I mean, I'm not getting my hopes up just because I don't trust the Reds to do it. That's all that really matters. I mean, at the end of the day, that's what it really comes down to. I don't think that they'll make a move for McLean because I think that Tito likes his defense. I don't think that Nick Kroll will do it because ultimately they're going to want an outfielder if Fraley is down. So I think we're probably looking at Will Benson coming in, but I guess we'll see exactly what happens. All right. Should we get to Reds MILB, I guess, and talk about what's going to happen or what happened at the minor league levels at this point?
Yeah, if you could give us some positive news, that'd be all right. I'm not sure exactly what happened down there today, but we need something positive.
Man, you're putting a lot of pressure on me here. Well, let's talk about it. Reds MILB, the Louisville Bats, they win 6-3 over Gwinnett. Hector Rodriguez 0 for 5 on the day, but Sal Stewart 1 for 4 with a ground rule double. Did score a run as well, struck out twice, as I mentioned before, hitting .323 with a 1029 OPS now on the season. Will Benson was 0 for 3, but did walk twice and score a run. His OPS now at AAA 825. Reese Hines was 2 for 5 on the night as well, scoring a run. He's hitting .303 with a 960 OPS down at AAA. He's a name that, again, I know he struggled at the minor or at the major league level, but will be interesting to see if the Reds give him another chance this year. CES was 1 for 3 with 2 runs scored, an RBI and a walk. Davis Wenzel was really the story of this one. He was 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs. On the mound, Leon Richardson went 2 1/3, giving up 2 hits, struck out 2. Zach Maxwell went 1 inning, gave up a walk, and struck out 2. Buck Farmer, I know a lot of people have been keeping an eye on him, picks up his 5th save of the season for Louisville. 1 inning, 1 strikeout for Farmer. Chattanooga, they defeat the Biscuits. They win 5-4. Royo was 1 for 3 on the day. Leo Balcazar 1 for 3 as well. Jay Allen 2 for 3 on the day with 2 runs scored and an RBI. Cam Collier 0 for 3. Ethan O'Donnell 1 for 3. Austin Hendrick 0 for 2. Austin Callahan 1 for 2 in that one. Kevin Abel pitched 5 innings, 7 hits, 2 runs, only 1 earned. Struck out 3 in that one. So far we're 2-0 at the minor league level. That changes in Dayton. Dayton falls 3-0 to the Lansing Lugnuts. Carlos Jorge 1 for 4 on the day. Yerlin Confidant 1 for 4. Ariel Almonte 1 for 2. Nestor Laurent took the mound in this one. He went 3 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, all of them earned, 1 walk, 5 strikeouts. He's got an ERA sitting at 6.59 on the season. TJ Antone made another appearance. He went 1 2/3 innings. Great to see him out there again through 30 pitches in this one. So nice to see that. Gave up 1 hit, 1 walk, struck out 2. In his 2 outings now, he's sitting with a 0.00 ERA. So some positive news there, even if they didn't win the game. Daytona, though, they beat Fort Myers. They win that one 9-4. Kyle Henley was 1 for 4 in that game. Alfredo Duneau 1 for 4 as well. Bernard Moon, who we've talked about a little bit more of late, was 2 for 5 in this one. Kien Vu 2 for 3. E. Smith Pineda 2 for 4. Ichiro Kano, unfortunately, 0 for 5 on this one as they take the W. Cole Schoenwetter did get a save in this one. He pitched 4 innings and crazy. 4 innings, 4 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned. Struck out 6, but gets the save because he went 4 innings. DSL, they had a doubleheader. Dropped both of them, if I can remember correctly. So we'll leave that one. Reds and Brewers back at it tomorrow, though, Corey. You mentioned it already. Andrew Abbott takes the mound for the Reds. His last outing on August 11th against the Philadelphia Phillies started great. Unfortunately, in the 8th inning, unraveled a little bit. Ended up going 7 2/3 innings, gave up 6 hits, 3 runs, no walks, and 6 strikeouts. Again, unraveled there in the 8th innings. The Phillies ended up winning that one 4-1. Career against the Brewers, 6 games pitched, 33 1/3 innings pitched, 2-4 with a 4.32 ERA. Pitched against them earlier this year, 6 innings, 7 hits, 5 runs, all of them earned. Gave up 2 home runs in that one. Active Brewers against Andrew Abbott. Christian Yelich is 5 for 18 with a home run. William Contreras is 5 for 14 with a home run. Andrew Monasterio, who hit a home run tonight, is 2 for 11 with a RBI. Joey Ortiz is 1 for 6 with 3 RBI. Brice Turang, 2 for 5. Andrew Vaughn, 0 for 5. Sal Frelick, 0 for 2. And Danny Jansen, 0 for 1 against Abbott. On the other side, Jose Quintana will take the mound for the Brewers. He is 10-4 with a 3.44 ERA. 6 innings pitched in his last outing, 3 hits of 1-run baseball against the Pittsburgh Pirates. Career against the Reds, he's seen them a lot, 16 times actually, 89 2/3 innings. He's 6-4, but only a 2.71 ERA. Has really dominated them of late. In the last 2 seasons with the Mets, he went 19 innings, gave up 18 hits and only 3 earned runs. So definitely going to be a challenge for the Reds to not get swept. Spencer Steer, 2 for 10. Ellie De La Cruz, 1 for 9. Espinal is 4 for 7, so I'd expect to see him tomorrow. Gavin Lux, 2 for 7. Stevenson, 2 for 5. Andujar, 1 for 4. Key Brian Hayes, 1 for 5. Trevino, 1 for 3. Friedel, 1 for 3. Marte, 1 for 3. Jake Fraley, 1 for 2. I love that this is on here. Brent Suter is 0 for 2 in his career against Jose Quintana. And Austin Hayes is 1 for 1. Only 1 home run by active Reds against Quintana, and that was Spencer Steer. Active Reds only 4 RBIs in their career against Quintana. Quintana relies, of course, on 5 pitches, a slider. I'm sorry, they're going to label it a slinker that he throws 45% of the time, changeup 21% of the time, curveball 13.5%. 4-seam fastball 11%, and a slurve 8% of the time. So we'll be on the lookout for that. Opponents are hitting 310 against his changeup, but only 143 against his curveball. So Reds have their work cut out for him tomorrow. You mentioned it already. A lot to accomplish to try and avoid the sweep. Give me a prediction, Corey. Can they come away with a win against Quintana?
Yes, we got to. We don't have a choice. Let's go. I'm going to say like 4-2, something like that as a prediction, but I don't see a lot of runs being scored, especially with Andrew Abbott and another left-handed pitcher being on the mound, but let's get after it, put our righties in the lineup, and get out of this. We'll at least salvage a win and on to the next and get away from these Milwaukee Brewers. I'm tired of seeing them. Yeah,
listen, if we never had to face the Milwaukee Brewers again, I think we'd all be okay with that. But nonetheless, they wrap up the series tomorrow against the Brewers. First pitch at 1:40 p.m. Eastern. And then they head out west for a 3-game series with the Angels and then a series with the Arizona Diamondbacks. Nick and Trace will be back with you tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern to walk you through the finale with the Brewers. Until then, for Corey, my name is Craig Sandlin. This has been Chatterbox Sports. Go Reds.